Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about Halo Infinite, the state of Halo, and just where I stand with Halo. I also wanted to go into more detail on what I meant by the fact that I feel like content creators are being robbed of a creative outlet that Halo provided me when I was younger, and why I feel like that's important. So I'm always up to date with the Halo community, the Halo games, news about Halo. I always know what's happening in the community, and I'm never unaware what's going on, and I know that the winter update came out. I heard a lot of people liked it. I actually played it for like 1 or 2 days. The only reason why I played it was because I was high. Otherwise, I never would have touched it. Played it, and I had fun, but then I just didn't go back to it. And then Forge came out during that time as well. And I know there's been a lot of Forge creations, and I haven't played a Forge, haven't played any of the custom games. I've heard great things from people that have played it. I heard people like campaign co-op. Pretty much, I heard a lot of people enjoy the winter update. But for some reason, and I know what that reason is, and I'll get to that, I just can't get back into the game. Disclaimer, if you like Halo Infinite, if you like where Halo is, if you are enjoying Halo for what Halo is today, that's great. I envy you. I do. But for me, first impressions are everything. And despite the fact that Halo Infinite is heading in a great direction, despite the fact that the features that are coming out should have been there day one, the fact that Halo is just finally coming back into a good rhythm again. And it seems like 343 is going to get seasonality after season 3. So every 3 months there'll be a brand new season. But essentially they're just pretty much finishing up the game that they should have finished already. And what I'm trying to say is when I made that video, or those 2 or 3 videos about Halo Infinite back in September, early October, I vented and I ranted, and I felt great because I felt like no one was being like really honest. I feel like a lot of these higher content creators with multiple subscribers, I feel like a good majority of them were doing a disservice to the community because they have power and they have influence. And I understand it's good to be positive, but I feel like there's also what's called blind positivity or denialism. And again, I'm really happy that Halo is in a better state than it was a couple months ago, but the stain that was Halo Infinite when it came out, and just the stain in general that has been 343 Industries, it's just so great that even though I know Forge is great, I've heard great things, I personally, like I said, haven't played it. I have no interest in returning to Halo. I know that I have played it just because I wanted to see how it was. Granted, I was under the influence, but I just have no interest in coming back to Halo. They lost me completely. I've been burned by 343 so many times, and just to see Halo at that state that it was in when it came out was just soul crushing. And just waiting for them to drip feed content, soul crushing. And like I said, it's great that there's all these things here now, but I also feel like the community is just, not everybody. I'm not speaking on everybody, and I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to cause drama, but I feel like I'm actually quite shocked on how sad people in the Halo community are reacting to the bare minimum. It bothers me. It bothers me. It's like the lack of respect for themselves. And I get it. Like, the game's in a better state now. Of course, you want to come back and you want to praise good decisions, but I don't know. It's just really hard for me to. It's just hard for me to move on from what was clearly such a bastardization of the series. And even now, it's like the only like essentially I'm not interested in Halo Infinite. I'm not interested in Halo in general unless it's a new game. And I also hate to say this, but I feel like I'm becoming an ex-Halo fan because all the Halo games that I love and praise that really impacted my life were the Bungie games. And I just don't think the 343 Halos have done a good job at all. And there's been pros and cons. I think the Forge system is fantastic, but it's just the first impressions, the bugginess, the desync. It's just such a turn off. And it's just a far cry from what Halo used to be. I think Halo's a joke now. I think people don't really take the series seriously. It's not Xbox's main IP anymore. It's just times are different. Times are different, and that bothers me quite a bit. And when I say Halo changed my life, and Halo means like so much to me, a lot of the times people will say, "Relax, it's just a video game." But Halo is more than a video game to me personally. Because Halo is the reason why I got into filmmaking, and filmmaking is what I do for a living. So because of Halo, my entire life changed for the better when I was younger. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was a kid, and I got into machinima when I was 14, and it just kind of branched off from there. And because of the tools at that time in Halo 3, having a proper Forge mode, having a proper theater mode, having a proper custom games mode that all worked together and they all functioned correctly with one another, allowed me to be the creative person that I was back then, which steered me in the direction of where I am today, where I'm recording a video with very expensive equipment, but I have lighting equipment, audio equipment. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a microphone right here. There's a light right there, and there's a side light right here, and there's two cameras filming me from different angles. And filmmaking is my passion, and I owe that to Halo. And just to see where Halo is today is just really sad. It's really sad. And I feel like, Halo Infinite not having a functional theater mode, not having functional custom games. And I know Forge is like buggy because it's in a beta, but just not having complete features, especially on day one. Because Halo Infinite will never achieve the day one numbers it had. Even if the game becomes the game it needed to be at launch, people aren't coming back. I'm not coming back. I came back for like a day or two. I'm not sticking around. And I know Forge is awesome. I see like there's this new game mode where it's like a realm shift ability where it changes the environment. I saw glimpses of season 3 and it all looks really promising, but I just have zero interest in pursuing it. And that's really that upsets me that I have no interest in playing it. I actually wanted to make a video like this where I did play Forge and I did play the game and I got a better perspective on it, but I just can't bring myself to play it. And I know that sounds dramatic because, again, I know it's just a video game, but in this video's context, I am talking about something that defied my life. And I'm not trying to sound dramatic when I say that. Halo changed my life. And not having all those robust features that I had when I was a kid, I feel like is robbing the creativity of potential creators. Not that you need machinima, Forge theater, and custom games to be a filmmaker or be someone that likes to write or be creative. You don't need those things. But I just feel like it's such a core part of Halo. At least I thought it was. 343 doesn't think it is, which is sad. I guess they just forgot about red versus blue. They forgot about community clips. They forgot about just like photo mode or something, it's just sad. And the fact that they can't get a Forge playlist out, again, even if they had a Forge playlist, I still wouldn't play it. Like, I'm done. Like, I never thought Halo would be in a worse state because of Halo Infinite. Like, there was a time when Halo 5 came out with Warzone Firefight, and that's like back in 2016. Like I stepped away from the series, and I couldn't take it. I was like, I am getting way too emotionally invested in this series. It is bothering me way too much. I need to take a step back because I am getting way too involved. And I feel like that is happening again, if not worse, because it happened again. And it wasn't like anger, it was just it was just disappointment. Like I was very angry in those videos, but I also got like really depressed. Like after I made those videos, I got really depressed, and I wanted to make a video where I went in depth on theater mode, but I just even thinking about Halo and even talking about Halo, like I've been putting this video off for a while because I genuinely don't enjoy talking about Halo anymore. Because it's always about something that 343 did wrong, and it's always about something that's broken and something that's missing, and I'm just done. I'm done. So I'll always love Halo. I will always love Halo. I'll never forget what it did for me, and I'm still going to be making Rain because that's part of Halo that I love, that is still somewhat reserved within the Master Chief Collection. But I think right now, I think it's okay for me to call myself an ex-Halo fan. Because I don't like what Halo is anymore. And I do see the glimpses of good in Halo Infinite. But unfortunately, there is a stain on that game, and I don't think it's ever going away. You can cover it up, you can paint over it, but it's always going to be stained. And those are my thoughts on Halo. I'm done with Halo, unfortunately. If they come out with a new Halo game, and it's great, and it's working, and it's functional, day one, I will gladly come back. But I think I'm just kind of done in general with Halo. I'm just very defeated. I just think it's time for me to move on to better games that actually respect their fucking player base. First impressions are a big deal for me. And I stuck with Halo for a very long time. But I think enough is enough. And that's how I feel regarding Halo. Thank you for watching.